Go ahead.
If you guys would turn with me to 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7. It is because of the surpassing greatness of the revelation, for the reason to keep me from exalting myself, that was given me a thorn in the flesh, a messenger of Satan, to torment me, to keep me from exalting myself. Concerning this, I implored the Lord 3 times that it might leave me. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power perfecting weakness. Most likely, therefore, I would rather boast about my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may dwell in me. Therefore, I'm well content with weaknesses, with insults, with distresses, with persecutions, with difficulties, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Now, in this passage, this is Paul talking and asking the Lord that it might lead, that the thorn and the issue that he was dealing with may leave him. Now, we don't know what Paul's thorn in the flesh was or is, but mine is physical. A definition of a thorn is something that wounds, annoys, or causes discomfort. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want that in my side. You don't have to raise your hand, but how many of you have had some type of thorn in your life? Would it be spiritual, physical, mental, emotional? And I would probably say that most of us have had some type of thorn in our life. I know that I have. And you guys don't have to point at Pastor Harry as being a thorn in your side. I'm not always content when it comes to my weaknesses. People insulting me, the distresses in my life, having to go through operations, going to the doctor on a regular basis, getting stuck with needles, having IVs in my arm. Content means to take pleasure in these things. I don't take pleasure in these things. I don't think that I will ever jump up and down when I go to the doctors or when I have to give blood tests, because it's very difficult for me to give blood. I have to, get stuck with a butterfly and small needles in order for them to do any type of test on me. Back in 2008, I was working in a retail store we'll call Target, and on the Halloween shift, it was nobody else was wearing a mask. I was working the cashier lane, but nobody else was wearing a mask. But I had one of the, co-workers, he may have even been a manager at that time, say to me, you can take your mask off, you don't have to wear a mask. And I was kind of dumbfounded about what he said and why he said it. And he said it again later on, going back to in the bathroom when I was taking my break, and he comes back in and he said the same thing to me again. And I said something to him. I never recall what he said to me, and I'm probably glad I don't recall what he said to me, because I probably wouldn't have my minister's license right now. But I say that all that to say that even in my older age, in my older time, because I'm 42 now, I would still get people, look at me strange and wondering, why he made that way? What's going on with him? That's the reason why I'm here to tell you my story and what has happened in my life. January 16th, 1977 was a snowy, cold Sunday morning. My dad went off to drive the Sunday school van. And when my dad came home, my mom was like 7 or 8 months pregnant already. And my mom started going to labor pains. And they rushed my parents off to the hospital. And going back, before my parents were not even aware until, probably 4 weeks or maybe even 5 weeks into the pregnancy that my parents, maybe a little longer than that, but anyway, the point I'm saying is that my parents were not planning on having another baby. My parents already had 2 grown daughters. One was 21, the other one was 16. So when my mom started to gain weight, she thought that she literally had some type of tumor, some type of, health problem growing inside of her until she went to the doctors and she said, "Doctor, what's going on? What's happening?" She said, "Well, it's not a tumor, but you do have a baby growing inside of you." So fast forward to when my mom went into labor and started to give birth to me, the doctors had to rush me off to be examined. Because not only was it a shock to the doctors that I was born with a birth defect, my parents weren't even aware, because back then they didn't have the testing and they didn't have the medical expertise like they do today to say, "Hey, you're going to be born with Down syndrome, you're going to be born with X, Y, and Z type of birth defect." My parents weren't even aware. So, I was born with a birth defect called Aplet syndrome, which affected my hands and my face. When I was born, my forehead was pushed out with my eyes and nose were pushed back into my head, and my fingers and toes were fused together, and I had no individual movement of them. And when the doctors, looked over me and examined me, they wheeled me back into the room where my mom was, and I had raised my hand, and my hand almost looked like, a closed fist. It had no fingers to move. And my mom was thinking to herself, "Well, if that's the only thing that's wrong with him, that's okay, I'm okay with that." But unfortunately, the doctors came back into the room and explained to my parents what was going on. And they advised my parents that I had no sore spot and no room for my brain to grow. And because of this, the doctors told my parents, "He's not going to make it, he's not going to survive." And because of this, because I had no sore spot and no room for my brain to grow, I would eventually become brain dead. And the doctor said, the best option that we can give to you would be to sign the papers over and to put him into a institution. Growing up in my life, there have been times in my life, and Pastor Adam, if you keep in touch with him, he'll verify this for me. There have been times in my life when I prayed for God to heal my body completely, that He will heal my body completely on the outside, and to heal my hands, that I have quote unquote normal hands. Though I haven't been totally healed. God hasn't totally healed me. But there have been times in my life when God has healed parts of my body. One of those times was I started to get a numbing sensation on my right side. And it would only last for about, 30 seconds, sometimes up to a minute. And it would affect me sometimes when I would be talking to somebody and on a phone or in person. And I haven't, I went to my neurologist because I deal with epilepsy. So I went to my neurologist and he, did testing and whatnot, and I found out that I had a fused vertebrae and tension nerve in my neck. And he said, well, as long as this doesn't last longer, get worse, we'll leave it be. And I was like, good, because you're not touching my neck or my spine. But here's the thing about where I believe God comes into the picture and God healed me. Because since that time, I've not had any more of that numbing sensation, any more of that, numbing sensation where I would have problems on my right side. I also deal with stomach issues and, I won't go into all the graphic details, but I deal with stomach issues and stomach problems. And by believing by faith that God will continue to touch me and God will continue to heal me of that as well. But regardless of when God heals me, whether it be inside my body or outside of my body, whether it be here on earth or in heaven, I will someday have a new body. I know for most of us, including myself, it's not always easy when we pray for healing and we don't see that healing coming to our bodies or others close to us. Let me ask you this, have you been praying for healing? Maybe you've been praying for healing for weeks, months, or maybe even years. And some of us have maybe even have given up on that healing. I want to tell you today that don't give up on that. Don't give up on praying for that healing. Today, I want to tell you that God is still a miracle working God. And if God wasn't a miracle working God, or God stopped the miracles and stopped doing miracles, I will tell you today that I wouldn't be up here speaking to you today. I'm grateful for my parents. And my parents always treated me like someone without a birth defect. They always allowed me to figure out for myself what I could and could not do. And couldn't wasn't very much. It's difficult at times when I see my friends getting married and I'm still single. But we all know that, like most of my friends tell me, that it's better to be single than it is to be married. And all the men say amen. But going back to verse 9, in Hebrews it says, after receiving the revelation, Paul reports that Christ says to him, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is perfected in weakness. If we admit it, we all have gone through some type of difficulty in our lives and may have wondered, why God, why me? You may even ask yourself, what did I do to deserve this? Think about this for a moment. Even in my own life, there have been times in my own life where I could have grown up saying, woe is me. Woe is me. Why did I have to deserve this? What did I do to deserve being born with a birth defect? Why did I have to go through 68 operations? Why did I have to grow up being teased, being made fun of, being called monster and freak? Why at 42 am I still single? Why do people come up to me, or why do people ask me, why are you still single? I don't know why I'm still single. God hasn't told me why I'm still single. Why am I still single? Because God hasn't brought the woman of God into my life. God hasn't said to me, here's the woman of God I want you to marry. But my point being is, I could have grown up saying, woe is me, why did I deserve this? I could have done all of that. But here's the thing. Think about this for a moment. Is it possible that God shows you and me to go through what we have gone through in our lives? If He knew that you would rather boast about your weaknesses so that the power of Christ may dwell in you? I don't know what you're going through. I don't know, but I do know that life is not easy. Even when we are Christians, though regardless, God is there for us. No matter what we are facing or what we are going through. We may not always feel Him there. We may not always feel Him in the midst. We may not always feel Him when we are praying. We may not always feel Him when we are worshiping in our prayer time or in church. But we know, regardless of how we feel, we know that He is there in the midst. It may be some of you here today that feel like you have a thorn in your flesh that you can't remove. You've been crying out to God like Paul has, asking Him to remove it, and He hadn't. You know what? That's okay. I feel like that as well. Like there's thorn in my flesh sometimes as well. As I said earlier, we don't know what Paul's thorn was, but mine is physical. I believe I was born with this thorn in my side, not because God wanted to punish me or hurt me or put me into the fiery furnace, but because God loved me and created me this way. Because He had a reason and a purpose for it, for making me the way that He did. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that in all things God works together for those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Again, is it possible that God is allowing us to go through what we are dealing with in our lives so that we can praise God in what He has, is, and will do in our lives? Like Moses, who had a stuttering problem, I also have a speech impediment. It's gotten better at times over the course of my lifespan, but at times you can still hear it. You can still hear it in my speech. But if you would listen to me, 20, 25 years ago, there's some people that there was, I remember one of the youth leaders in the circle where I grew up. He said to me, I see you standing on stage, speaking and giving your testimony. And, but if you would have said to me, I say this in a joking manner, but I probably would never have done it, but I probably would have said, you're crazy. But if you said to me, I see you stand on stage giving your testimony or, traveling around the country speaking, I would probably said that you were crazy or out of your mind. If I didn't see me, 20, 25 years ago, I didn't see me traveling around giving my testimony. It's not what I was thinking about doing, but God had a totally different plan for my life. Philippians 4:13 says, whatever I have, whatever I am, I can make it through anything in the one who makes me who I am. Or another version says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Now obviously that's talking about in the context of the faith and what God is calling us to do. Now obviously if I went over to Pastor Harry and I said to Pastor Harry, hey, let's have an arm wrestling match, obviously that's not going to happen. I don't think that God's going to give me the strength to be able to beat Pastor Harry in an arm wrestling match. You never know. You never know, right? You never know. But,
Throw a pie on the floor. Yeah.
But I can do all things through Christ, like traveling around giving my story. Like overcoming the odds of the people that told me that I wouldn't be able to do the things that in my life that I'm going to mention here in a minute. Going back to my life when I was born, from 6 weeks to about 5 years old when I was born, I had about 10 operations, some lasting up to 10 hours at a time. From 5 years after being born, my parents who saw me entered the Henry Fuscati School for people with disabilities. Sometimes, as I talked about a little while ago, we worry about our appearance, we worry about what we look like, what we think, how we're supposed to look like, and, I worry about my appearance, I worry about, I worry about, how, I would look in the mirror and wonder, how is a woman going to ask me out? I'm not, I would think to myself, I'm not that good looking, I'm not that good looking, I'm not the 6 feet tall Tim Tebow, I'm not the muscular, athletic type of guy. But, girls more than guys worry about their appearance. I wondered why God didn't make me look more like Ryan Gosling. God wants us to go through and face the daily struggles of life so that we can be humble, boast about our weaknesses, and give glory to God. I haven't always boasted about my weaknesses. I haven't always given glory to God. There were times in my life when I was frustrated and I wanted to give up on my own life. Yes, me, a Christian, born and bred, grown up in the church, gave his life to Christ at the age of 13, thought about giving up and ending my life. Though I finally realized, eventually over time, even at times I still have to be reminded of this, that God has a reason and purpose for my life. And He has a reason and purpose for your life. And He formed me and created me this way, even before in my mother's womb. And they say, well, how do you know that? Well, let's turn to Psalms 139, 13 to 16. It says, you created me, you created the deepest parts of my being. You put me together inside my mother's body. How you made me is amazing and wonderful. I praise you for that. What you have done is wonderful. I know that very well. None of my bones was hidden from you when you made me inside my mother's body. Their place was as dark as the deepest parts of the earth. When you're putting me together there, your eyes saw my body even before it was formed. You planned how many days I would live. You wrote down the number of them in your book before I had lived through even one of them. We need to realize that God knows each one of us. Even before we were born, He knew our eye color, He knows our hair color. Even for those of you that dye your hair, He knows your true hair color. He knows every inch of our body from head to toe, from left to right. There isn't anything that He doesn't know about our bodies. He knows that I will only be born, will only be able to make the, He knew that the doctor will only be able to make 9 fingers. I want to be able to raise my hands above my head. That I would have to deal with fused toes. When we were born, there isn't anything that He isn't surprised about. He even knows how long we will live. Have you ever felt like you were trapped in a corner like a boxer who puts his opponent in a corner and beats on him? The more the boxer beats on his opponent, the more he'll feel beaten down, wanting to give up. The enemy, the devil, does the same thing to us and wants us to give up. Though we can't give up, we can't give the enemy that victory. Just because the boxer is laying down on the mat and the referee is counting from 1 to 10 doesn't mean he's out for the count. We need to get back up, believing that things and that better things are in store for us. Regardless of what we go through, regardless of the thorn in our lives, the weaknesses that we suffer. There were times in my life when I felt beaten down, wanting to give up, struck down, though with God's strength I was never destroyed. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 8 and 9 says, we are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not despairing, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed. In my education, I went to the same school from when I entered at 5 years old to when I graduated at 19. But the thing was, I never, got the 4.0 GPA. I never got, a solid A on the test. I never did the honor roll. I never was able to do the valedictorian speech when I graduated. So growing up, I wanted to do maybe something in computers or something in, whatnot. But as I started to get older, I started to go to the youth group and start to be involved with the youth. And one of the things about the youth group was the fact that was the one place in the four corners of that church, that was the one place where I felt the most loved and the most accepted. Yeah, they roasted me when I graduated, but it was all in fun and in good times. But not one of them ever made fun of me, never teased me, never picked on me. And I started to start to grow a love for that and love to minister to the youth. But as I started getting ready to graduate high school, I had to have a meeting to determine what I was going to do. Because not every student that I went to high school with was able to make it to college, was able to go on to college. So at this meeting, my mom was there, and these people were there to do this meeting, and they asked my high school history teacher, do you think that Dorsey will be able to make it in college? And he was like, no, I don't think that Dorsey will be able to make it in college. I don't think he has the ability. And then they asked my mom, and she said, well, if he thinks that he can make it, he will. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into by going to college, but I was like, well, I wanted to go. So in August of 1996, I entered the Queensborough Community College to start to get my associate's degree. And the first couple of weeks in that college were not easy for me. I would get, nervousness, and I would get anxious and all these things, and I found out that they had a Chi Alpha Christian group on that campus. And I went to that meeting, and from the first time that I went to that meeting till 4 years later when I graduated, I was no longer sick. And it's like God was saying to me, here are people that help, support, and encourage you. And, most people always say, well, then you finished your education, right? Well, no, because I still felt like God was calling me into ministry. So I went on to start my education at what is now the University of Valley Forge. But again, things happen, life happens, and in December 7, 2002, I got a call that my mom, from the previous stroke that she suffered in August of that year, my mom had passed away. So I knew that my mom wouldn't want me to give up. I knew that God wouldn't have wanted me to give up. So 3 years later, on May 5th, 2005, 28 years after I was born, 9 years after being told by doctors that, or by my high school history teacher, that I wouldn't make it in college, 9 years in complete, 4 years in community college, 5 years at a Bible college, for a total of 9 years. I was able to graduate with my Bachelor of Arts degree in youth ministry on May 5th, 2005. I crossed the stage to receive my Bachelor of Arts degree. For a total of 9 years, which means I could have been a doctor, but God had other plans. The missionary who opened in China to the gospel, J. Hudson Taylor, used to say, all God's clients have been weak men who did great things for God because they reckoned on Him being with them. Well, we have all had to face trials of many kinds. Here are some great men that had to face trials of many kinds. The next time you feel like you have a thorn in your side and God can't use you, just remember, Noah was a drunk, Abraham was too old, Isaac was a daydreamer, Jacob was a liar, Leah was ugly, Joseph was abused, Moses had a stuttering problem, Samson had long hair and was a womanizer, Rahab was a prostitute, Jeremiah and Timothy were too young, David had been found a murderer, Elijah was suicidal, Isaiah preached naked, Jonah ran from God, Naomi was a widow, Job went bankrupt, John the Baptist ate bugs, Peter denied Christ, disciples fell asleep while praying, Martha worried about everything, the Samaritan woman was divorced more than once, Zacchaeus was too small, Paul was too religious, Timothy had an ulcer, and Lazarus was dead. As I finish up with the last Bible verse, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 10 says, now I take limitations in stride, and with good cheer. These limitations that cut me down to size. Abuse, accidents, opposition, bad breaks. I just let Christ take over, and the weaker I get, the stronger I become. I hope you guys leave here today encouraged and inspired and, realizing that God has great plans, great purposes for your life, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you are facing in this life today, tomorrow, next year. But I hope you also realize that the next time you face a trial, the next time you face a difficulty, not that my difficulties aren't any more, worse or better, worse off than yours, but I hope you can realize that next time you face a trial that you can look back here today and say, hey, if Dorsey can go through all that he's gone through in his life and can overcome all that he's gone through in his life, and God can use him, God can help him to overcome all that he's been through, how much more can God help me to overcome what I have to deal with and what I've had to go through in my own life. I want to pray for you guys this morning. Father God, we just thank you for this day. We thank you, God, for what you have done and what you have spoken to us today, God, that you help those that are here today, that are dealing with issues, that are dealing with difficulties, to know, God, that with you all things are possible, God, and that you can help them to go to overcome the difficulties and overcome the trials and the tribulations that they are facing today, God, and that you will help them, that when they are weak, when they are struggling, when they are, facing opposition, God, that you will come in and you will give them the strength to overcome, that you will give them the strength to deal with what they are facing or what they are dealing with today, God. That for those of you, maybe there's some of you here today that don't know Christ or don't know, really have that relationship with Christ, and if you want to come to know Christ today, all you have to do is believe in him, believe that he is the Son of God, and believe that he died on the cross and rose again 3 days later, and that's all you have to do. Maybe some of you are here today that need healing, and need a healing today in your body, and I'm going to be up here, I'm willing to pray for you. I'm willing to pray for anyone that's here today. God, we love you and we praise you today. God, in your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, Dorsey. You can probably see why, let's keep going. Probably see why I love Dorsey. Always so encouraging. And so, Dorsey, you have a book.
I do have a book.
Yeah, he has a book. He wasn't gonna hawk his book, but I will. There's a book about his life story. I believe the title is Overcomer, yes. Correct? Very good book. I would encourage you, if you want to know a little bit more of Dorsey's story, you can go back there. And I bet if you ask nice, he'll even autograph it for you.
I will autograph it. Yeah. And you can order it on Amazon.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.com as well. So anybody that's watching online, you can go to Amazon.com. The title is Overcomer by Dorsey Ross. And what's your website, Dorsey?
DorseyRoss.com.
Okay, DorseyRoss.com. That's DorseyRoss, right? Okay, DorseyRoss.com. So you visit his website, you can get his book Facebook, Instagram, yeah. And if anybody knows a single Jesus-loving girl who's looking for a traveling preacher as a husband, he doesn't care. Yeah, just Jesus-loving, single girl that wouldn't mind traveling around with a crazy preacher. You can go to his Facebook page, or you can go through me. I'll be your wingman. It's okay. All right? All right. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and close with a song.